So we still pick her up.
Yeah.
With oh, Dave can bring her over.
Yeah, but that means one of us should, only one of us can go to the market, because I'd feel that maybe one of us should be home to wait for him, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Before we get going, go Bills.
All right, we're going to get started momentarily. We're still waiting for Max here, but we have Matt Stewart.
I gotta turn.
What we're going to do is we're going to have you mute yourself. Just a reminder with the services, if you're unmuted, we can hear even the tiniest whisper, including my kids in the background. And we're going to begin with Cantor has an opening song.
Please sing with us.
On video or don't bother? On video.
Wonderful. So Cantor, why don't you stop the screen share momentarily? And we're going to welcome, what a beautiful song to start out with. Noam came all dressed up. This is his outfit for his bat mitzvah, I think. We're going to get started. I know a bunch of you are here because we have Max Donatelli, who just joined us. And we're so glad to have him, as well as Matt Stewart. But before we introduce them, they'll be speaking in the middle of the service, and we'll have Bruce officially welcome you. Let's just take a nice deep breath. It's been a long week. It's hard to remember often the beginning and the end of it. So we take an opportunity now just to think back to all the way to last Saturday night and the Bills win. And we'll go through our week and try to remember all the different things. Let's breathe in all the things we want to hold on to, all those special moments, interactions, the love we shared, the special moments we had with one another. We had Mike Frank's birthday this week, which was very cool. And hopefully a lot of good moments, and we'll breathe out all the things we just want to get rid of. So let's do it. Let's breathe it in. We'll come to Shabbat fully. I'm going to introduce our synagogue president, Bruce Kors, to welcome you officially.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It is so nice to see everyone's faces. Carol and Paul have an extra lamp on so I can see their faces tonight. That's very nice. And it's nice on a Friday night to not say what a turbulent week it has been for us. This week, it has been, we had the joy of a Bills win, and we had the joy of a presidential inauguration that went off without a hitch. We also had the sorrow of a commemoration for all of those many people who died of COVID. So there were certainly a wave of emotions this week, but it was a good week and a week of hope. And I don't mind telling you, I'm a pretty jaded guy, but I shed some tears this week, tears of sadness and tears of joy. And Wednesday night when they had that finale and the fireworks and Katy Perry singing, I had goosebumps. It just such a feeling came over me. Of course, I realized, Joanne, I didn't get fireworks when I was inaugurated as president, but that's okay. But it was a good week, and it was a week for me filled with hope, and I hope it's been that way for you guys. And it's just, again, just such a joyous thing for us to be together on a Friday night like this. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'll be back later with the announcements. There's lots coming up to talk about, and I'll turn it back over to the rabbi.
Okay, I think we're ready for our candle lighting blessing now. And Cantor is going to restore the Zoom screen. She's just such a wonderful job with these slides. Each one is individually made. And if you haven't lit your candles, take an opportunity. We had a beautiful gathering beforehand. And let's bring in the candles, bring in the lights. I'll turn it over to Cantor to recite the blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Blessed are our candles that light our way through Shabbat, and we'll turn to sanctify the day of Shabbat with Kiddush, with our wine. And I know Cantor already has a cup over there.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hakafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh bereshit ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim. Kivaru v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava u'v'ratzon inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. L'chaim. I see a number of you brought some wine with you. You know, normally when we do these prayers in our service, in our sanctuary, it's not really the same. These prayers are designed for the home. And it's kind of wonderful to see you light your candles in the home and to say the Kiddush in the home. It kind of feels like we're all entering each other's spaces in that beautiful way. We're going to continue with the service. Let's welcome in Shabbat. as with L'cha Dodi on the first verse, we'll sing together. And then the last verse, we rise, face whatever doorway you'd like, and wave at each other to welcome each other in.
L'cha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela. L'cha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela. L'cha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela.
Let's extend our hearts and our love. Normally, in normal times, we would shake each other's hands, but we do it in that way. As we're looking at a lot of these natural images, you might think, well, we're in Buffalo. But remember, in Israel, this is the week we're going to be leading into Tu B'Shvat this week, our Jewish Arbor Day. And this is actually the moment where Israel is the most alive over the next couple of months, even more so than the summer. So if you're able to rise as community, please rise for the Baruch Hu. Standing for Ahavat Olam, thinking about the love surrounding us.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Ata, Torah u'mitzvot, Chokim u'mishpatim, Otanu limodeta. Al Kinnar Elohim
Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. We have our holiest words, the Shema.
2, 3, 4. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shekivot Avakuto Le'olam Vaed. Baruch Shekivot Avakuto Le'olam Vaed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
You may be seated if you're standing at that point. Let's read together as we look out at the hills. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadow of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai Pores Sikat Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Amo Yisrael V'al Yerushalayim. And these need no explanation. Please sing along with the chorus.
I hope you'll sing these words. No matter what I do, you keep singing these words. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Ashkifenu Adonai Eloheinu. Ashkifenu Beshalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Last time together. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
We're going to take time now for our own private prayers. Stand or sit as you so choose. Close your eyes or open them. You can turn off your video. Take a couple of minutes just for yourself to reflect on the week, the year, where you are, all the gratitude you have, all the prayers that you want to send out to the world. and then we'll resume services shortly. So we're going to turn to our healing prayers. We have a lot of people we're thinking about in our community. It's wonderful to be part of such a broad community with so many people connected to it. It also means that we have challenging times too. I just want to send special prayers. Howard Hilfstein, he has COVID, is already in a difficult place. I did reach out to his wife, Debbie, and he was doing better today. So I hope it continues. I'm going to read our list of names that we're thinking about, and then we'll encourage you to unmute if you have people that you'd like to share. Lee Applebaum, Andrew Joseph Bernard, Michael Berwick, Arthur Dezecki, Sydney Ehrenreich, Sarah Halpin, Donna Heitner, Nancy Hersbrunn, Charles Lemansky, Kathy Moss, McCoy family, Napolitani family, Richard Radis, David Rose. He was our former maintenance worker who had a heart attack this week. Our prayers to him. David Sapphire, Martin and Barbara Scher, Diane Simons, Gail Willig Smith, Talia Hadass Bat Rivka, Naomi Bat Sadie, Yaakov Raphael, Chana Ezra Ben Shuel, Abraham Ben Moshe, Malka Bat Naftali, Kayla Bat Miriam, Lev Hirsch Ben Sadie, and David Ben Masha. If you have other names, just unmute yourself and call them out.
Post.
Gabriel Ferber.
Rachel.
Richie Merlot.
Paul Burkow.
Sharon Burstein Walker.
Nancy Logman.
Emily, Jerry, and Jeremiah.
Elaine Gopher.
Jim Mauer.
Sally Anderson.
Alan Temp.
Bring all those names into our hearts as Cantor and Mike will chant the Misha Berach.
Iris Smolinski.
Thank you, Larry. Sorry.
Okay.
complete healing of body and soul. Cantor, why don't you take down our shared screen right now? And it's my distinct pleasure to move us to our key speakers. I know many of you are here to hear them. It was just about a year ago that Max Donatelli spoke in our synagogue about some pretty hard issues. Max is what we call a mensch. He is someone who has dedicated his life to people really whose voice aren't heard, whether in the disability community or in mental illness awareness as well. His organization that he helps found, End the Stigma, has done so much amazing work to remind people that just because you're struggling doesn't mean that you should be made fun of. That there shouldn't be a stigma for mental illnesses of any kind. These are really incredible, difficult things for people to face. And we should be kind and gentle and try to understand. That's kind of what we're here tonight. Sheila Bernard Tucker, who was there at the program last year and had a wonderful conversation with Max, and who is one of the co-presidents of our Women of Shir Shalom. She helped to arrange this, and we're really thankful for Sheila for setting that up. I saw Maureen Seitz is also here as well, and thankful for the whole Women of Shir Shalom. We also have with us Matthew Stewart, who came just about a year and a half ago. He's a huge Rangers fan. He works for Jewish Family Service and has done an amazing job in connecting the Jewish community to Jewish Family Service, and is going to talk a little bit about his programs. So the first step that we need to do is to make sure that Max has a mic. So and make sure if you are not speaking, anyone besides Max, or if you could mute yourself. I see Max's mic is on, so let me see. Max, can we hear you?
Just a second. Just a hit. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah,
yes, but it sounds like you have two devices on and we're getting some feedback.
Nope, I just turned it off.
Great. Perfect now.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, you sound great.
Okay, good, because I wasn't getting any audio on my iPad, so I am now. So that's good. I can hear you now.
Max, let me just tell people one thing that might be very helpful is if you put it in speaker view. Some of you might be familiar, so we can just focus on Max.
Okay.
And we're ready for you.
All right, good. Okay, good. Well, thanks. I want to give thanks also to Sheila Bernard Tucker and Rabbi Alex as well, and the administration for inviting me to engage in a dialogue on mental health and the COVID pandemic. I'll do my best to be able to stimulate ideas and provide some resources as well, and I'm glad that Matthew has been able to join. So just to give you a little bit on who I am, there was a little bit of a bio that was sent out ahead of time, but I just wanted to mention my name is Max Donatelli. Joyce and I are parents of two beautiful adult children, Connie and Craig. Craig has Down syndrome and works at Explore and More Children's Museum and lives semi-independently in Amherst. We are advocates for people with developmental disabilities and mental health challenges. I shared information here almost a year ago, as the rabbi mentioned, on our Join the Conversation campaign and letstalkstigma.org to help and end the stigma of mental illness. Our January newsletter was sent out to you, and if you didn't get it, let us know and we'll certainly get you one, because it has, I think, a lot of good ideas and some resources for you. Hope that you can take our pledge, which is on our website, letstalkstigma.org, and also sign up for our newsletters, because our newsletters have a lot of information on mental health and the stigma and how it affects people getting the help they need. And I am joined, as I mentioned, by Matthew Stewart from Jewish Family Services, one of the founding members of our campaign. They started way back in 2015 when we first got this campaign off the ground. And we're going to have some local resources. Recognitions of this 1 year of the pandemic, which could be described as a collective trauma experience for all of us. Everyone is affected differently and everyone is handling it differently. Examples of what people are experiencing: isolation, loneliness, breaks in social connections, economic stress, fears due to the insurrection that happened on January 6th, and divisiveness in the country, racial inequities, vaccine shortages, and the list goes on. I mean, there's so many different issues right now that we're all dealing with. However, we have some hope on the horizon. We have a new administration. Joe Biden is president. Kamala Harris is vice president. The Buffalo Bills are in the playoffs. We have new opportunities for change. Some ways to help us are as follows. And I'd like to kind of have this framed in a body, mind, soul kind of a way of looking at things, because those are interrelated and they help with our balance. And I'll start with the body. It's importance of, and I'll start with exercise. And some of these things are things that you've heard before, and certainly they're things that I think we all kind of strive to do in our different ways. But I think it's important for us, if we're really trying to get through this pandemic and we're trying to get through in a way where we're going to be able to come through it and be able to have the kind of resilience that I think we hope to be able to have for ourselves as well as for our families and friends. So the importance of exercise. One of the things that I do, and just to give a quick example, is I exercise pretty much every day. We just got done walking today in where we live in Hamburg, and I also run every other day on a regular basis. The other thing is proper nutrition. Can't go enough without saying how important that is, and eating regular meals, as well as adequate sleep, avoiding substance abuse, which is important, maintaining good health, annual physicals, following doctor's advice, developing and maintaining a good social network of family and friends, and getting involved in the community. So those are just some of examples of, the body. For the mind, know what you can control and what you can't control. And I'll say, and you've heard this before, but the serenity prayer, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Wise words said many years ago, but something that I think is very applicable right now. We need to be able to stay up on current events. I think it's helpful that we do that. It's important that we do that. Be open-minded, but also be critical of where you're getting your information from. I think a lot of the stresses that we're getting right now is from anxiety is from a lot of the information that's hitting us on a regular basis. So that it is important for us to be able to have a way to be able to kind of filter through some of the abundance of information that's being thrown at us, but being able to do it critically and really being able to pick information sources that are credible and ones that are going to be able to help you to be able to understand what's going on in the community today as well as in the world today. It's important to read for pleasure, help to relax. One of the people that I really like to read is Brene Brown. She's somebody that has written a number of books, and so it can be very uplifting and something that's very helpful for me. And you really kind of pick your own. It is important for meditation, breathing exercises, mindfulness. I mean, those are things, again, people have, find some real solace in and helps with resilience. And then, finally, soul. Being able to participate fully in your faith, the people that are here, and the faith that you have, and when really following your faith, and also living your faith. Not just coming just to the services, but also living your life on an everyday basis. One of the things that's very important to me, and something that's helped me with my own resilience at 72. I'll turn 72 actually this in March. And is to having a sense of purpose. My sense of purpose is really something that, has helped me to be able to stay focused on what's important to me, and being able to really on a day-to-day basis, really being able to really have that sense of purpose, and being able to really write, the kind of things that I really want my life to mean. And being able to follow my beliefs on an everyday basis, and sometimes that's hard to do, but something I really strive to do. And the other thing is to be able to give to charities, really being able to give what you can give, and how important that is, and and being able to help those that are less fortunate. And so those are some things that I think are at least for myself, have been helpful. And things that really being able to live in a way that I really want to be able to live. In the work that I've done in for my professional life before I retired back in 2016, was being able to be a counselor and somebody who worked with people with mental health issues for many, many years, actually 42 years that I worked with Baker Victory Services. And, and being able to have compassion for those that are really struggling, and being able to show kindness on a regular basis with people, because you never really know what people are going through. And then finally, gratitude, really being able to be thankful, sometimes even on the worst days, being able to look back on those days and being able to see what kind of things, who should I really be thankful for. And then one of the things that also that I've been doing, and I actually maintained one of my 2020 resolutions last year, a year ago, was doing a journal every day, and just kind of reflecting on my day, and seeing what kind of things that I did, and what kind of things I thought that were really important to help me to be able to strive towards being a better person, and also being able to see what kind of a quality of life that I'm being able to experience. And so with those, I would like to at least open it up for comments and for questions, and Rabbi, I would kick it to you to try to help us facilitate a dialogue, because these are just some of the things with mind, body, and soul that have been helpful to me in my, my experiences, and actually right now in my retirement, in my advocacy work, and the different things I've been involved in, is having that sense of purpose. And, so that with that, I'll kind of kick it to you and to see how we want to proceed further.
Max, I so appreciate your words. Wow, what a wonderful time to start a journal. It was a perfect resolution for this year. What I'm going to suggest is we have what's called an oneg afterwards. This service is kind of a container, and it might be a better place to have a dialogue in that moment. So what I would suggest you do, you don't need to re-register. And Max, I'll make sure that you get that link. I'll email that. You just have to click on it.
Okay.
We'll have as much time as people want after services to be able to dialogue in a smaller setting, because Zoom can be quite intimidating as well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And I also want to make sure that Matthew Stewart is able to kind of give his brief, orientation on Jewish family services. I don't know if that's now or later. I mean, that would be up to you.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to suggest right now. Why don't we turn it over to Matt, And thank you, Max. And really, thank you for all you do. You've really made such a huge difference for so many people. I'm horrified to hear the stories when people really get pushed aside because they're struggling. And it's really not fair. And my heart really goes out. And I think we need to work towards a kinder society. So with that in mind, I'm going to turn it over to Matt. He was having some trouble with video earlier, but we'll see if we can get him on. So Matt, we'll say go Rangers.
Let's go Rangers. That's right. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you all for having me on tonight. I apologize that my video is not working. It is troubling for me. I apologize about that. But my name's Matt Stewart. I'm the manager of the Jewish Community Care Program at JFS of Buffalo. And what that really means is I am your outlet to Jewish Family Service of Buffalo and Erie County, or Jewish Family Service of Western New York. If you have any questions about our services or have any questions with navigating the confusing, if you need help navigating the very confusing world of social services, I am more than happy to assist with that. I am experiencing computer problems now. Sorry. So I am all
Matt, it looks like we might have just lost you. So I really apologize. I can't say enough. Matt's calling me on his phone. So I'm going to pick this up. Why don't we turn to the end of the service? So I'm going to turn it over to Cantor, and we'll get Matt on towards later. I'll try to resolve.
Sorry, trying to get this out of the way. There we go.
Let me encourage everyone to rise as well if you're able. It's not enough for us just to pray, but we need to go out and do good things in this world.
עלינו לשבח לדון הכל, לתת גדולה יוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וקורבננו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ולשמו אחד.
You may be seated. And we're sorry, we had some technical, Matt wants to let you know his computer shut down. I'm sure we've all been there before. And so unfortunately, that's what I was doing, just making sure, and he feels terrible. But rest assured, he is okay. It's just his computer will hopefully let him back on. So we're gonna turn now to our mourners Kaddish, and let me get our list together. This is a really difficult time. I did notice in the larger world that my hero growing up, Hank Aaron, I used to read about him all the time. The home run king of Major League Baseball died. Our hearts and prayers go out to his family. He was amazing athlete, but also really a leader in the civil rights community, and quite a loss. So I'm going to read our list. Reverend Bill Hennessy, our neighboring minister over at North Presbyterian, his brother died, Thaddeus. I had a chance to talk to Bill this week about it. It was his youngest brother, and it was a long-term illness, but his brother brought a lot of joy into this world. So we extend our prayers to Bill and his whole family. We're also remembering on our Shloshim list from the last month, Bruce Baum, Bernie Engel, who had a wonderful write-up in the Buffalo News today. Rosalind Faust Gerard, Eileen Haber, Jean Hubrook, Estelle Leonard, Henry Mann, Natalie Miller, Ellen Pine, Helene Smallin, Paula Ann Witherill. On our yard site list from years past, I know there's a number of us among here that are here just to observe a yard site, and we appreciate you being here. Julius Berg, Paul A. Bongiorno, Rita Brockman, Robert Brown, Bella Bush, Joanne L. Capone, Shirley Caviar, Samuel B. Cohen, Hilda Collin, Betty Davinger, Marilyn Dudek, Evelyn Ahrensweig, Esther Falkowitz, Isabel Farewell, Frederick Fink, Esther Foti, Ruth Gafter, Philip Jenko, Edward Gerstel, Saul Haber, Helen Heskins, Greta I. Kaplan, Melvin Kaplan, Esther B. Haber Kranitz, Sanford Kulik, Ruth Kushner Cohen, Marjorie Levy, Rose Markel, Pearl Martin, Samuel Mitchell, Paul Pazucci, Irene O. Pesar, Mark Plone, Elizabeth Przasnik, Leah Reich, Diane Schlanger, William Schweitzer, Ruth Sirota, Nathan J. Shine, Morris Spivak, Walter Stein, Maribel Soltz, Rose Swardrun, Jacob Schwartz, Adele Vogel, Benjamin Weinstein, Leo Winters, and Jeanette Wolfson. If you have another name you want to add, feel free to unmute yourself and let us know.
Barbara O'Kangs.
I invite all you whose custom it is to rise for the mourner's Kaddish as we offer these prayers for those we love that are no longer with us. Yitkadal, Yidkadash, Shemei Rabbah, Yalma, Divrach, Erte, Yamlik Makute, V'chayachon of Yamachon, V'chayedachol Beit Yisrael, V'agalav Yizman, Kariv, Yimru, Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah, Barach, Le'olam, Umei Almaya. Barak v'ishtabak v'itpa'ar v'itramam v'itnaseh v'tadar v'italav v'italal shmei kudusha b'richu leila min kol berchata v'shirata v'ushbechata v'nechamata damiran v'alma v'imru amin yehi shlom rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amin oseh shalom v'imrumav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amin. May God grant peace to all the souls who have left this world, peace to our world, and we say, Amen. You may be seated. Zikronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. I'm going to invite Cantor now to stop sharing her screen, and we had the Bills in Chief. Go Bills. We got that at the end of our service. So I'm going to invite Bruce Corris back to offer the announcements.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We want to thank our special guests, Max Donatelli and Matt Stewart, for his abbreviated time with us. Max gave some wonderful insights, and I know everyone appreciated what you had to say. And I'm sorry we didn't get more of Matt. He brings a lot to the community. He was at the last, I'm pretty sure it was the last live get-together of the Council of Synagogue Presidents. We talked a lot about mental health on that night, and he does a lot for the community. So hopefully we'll get him back. Also, we want to thank Rabbi Cantor Frank and Rabbi Alex Cantor Frank and Mike Frank for a very nice service tonight in honor of Shabbat. It is just so nice that we're able to keep doing this and in this way and see everyone and have you guys lead it the way you do. It just means so much to everyone. I've mentioned this before, but as you know, if you need a service leaflet to follow along with each night, you can get one from our website. Just go to click here to watch our services, and you scroll down and you can download the service leaflet for that night. Follow along with obviously the Yortzeit list and whatever else that you need to follow along with that night's service. Hey, we're in the process of upgrading our social media platforms so we can offer everyone choices on how to watch our events in the ways that you are most comfortable. We're learning as we go. Please be patient with us. We always want you to have the most meaningful experience possible. A very special thank you to everyone who ordered your CSS wearables, CSS Strong. The orders are going to arrive in about 2 weeks. Special thank you to Sheila Bernard Tucker for coming up with the idea for Shir Shalom Strong. And once it arrives and all of that, look forward to a Shir Shalom Strong Shabbat. Thank you to Carol Schmeidler. There's another it's all over the place in that one. So thank you for suggesting that. We'll all be able to wear our Shir Shalom Strong gear on a Friday night service. Tomorrow morning, our virtual offerings will include Torah study at 9 a.m., junior congregation for 6th and 7th graders at 10 a.m., Shabbat morning service and virtual Kiddush luncheon at 11. Everything is on Zoom. The links are on the website. There will be religious school on Sunday. Please contact Inab Simons, our religious school director, if you have any questions. Linda, you're going to be working Sunday morning. Chai Club is back. Drawings are on Wednesdays. You can still be part of the fun and win some money. All you have to do is send your money and ticket stubs into the temple office. Next Friday, special note, we're only going to have 2 things. We're going to have the candle lighting at 6:45 on Zoom. You don't need to register for that. Erev Shabbat service at 7. You will need to register for that on Zoom. We're not going to be having an Oneg next Friday night. If you need anything at all, please feel free to reach out to myself, the Rabbi, the Cantor, or Joanne. We are here for you. Have a wonderful Shabbat. We will be having an Oneg, as the Rabbi mentioned, following services tonight. There's a Zoom link on the website. You do not need to register for that. And as we wrap up this, as I said, week filled with hope. My hope for all of you is that we have a joyous Shabbat and the Bills win. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Bruce. I read this on the Zoom on my one call today, but here was my sonnet. Thanks to Ganilla and Perry and Irene for inspiring me in preparation for the big game. 2 boys sleeping fitfully on beds, one above, one below, the outside lit fully through a neighbor's window, a television screen displaying a fray, ancient fans idle, occasionally shout at off-key officials after a play. No need to worry, the game is a rout. The children wake to sneak glances in between their fraught dreams, still liking their chances because we're the home team. In morning, they scurry to find out who won, a quarterback smiling, glad now it's done. So go Bills. I also want to let you know, I did put in the Oneg information in the chat. So if you look at the chat, if you open your chat boxes, you can click on this after Zoom if you want to be able to meet with Max and Matt as well. All right, we have Cantor suggest a wonderful song. Last week we were singing this too, but it's especially important. America the Beautiful. And actually, I'm going to invite you to rise. I think that this is like an anthem for all of us.
So I think tonight we'll do the first verse and the last verse. Okay? 2, 3, 4. Oh, beautiful for special skies, for amber leaves of grain, for purple mountain majesties, above all fruited for patriot dream that sees beyond the years. Thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed God's grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Beautiful. Oh, we have the pictures from our sanctuary. I turn it over to Joanne to say the blessing over the bread. Hamotzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lachem min haaretz. Amen.
Amen. As you came in peace, may you leave in peace. Remember to click on the Zoom link if you'd like to join our secondary service, or look on our website. Take care. See you on the other side.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat
shalom.
Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you, Max.
Shalom.
Thank you,
Shabbat
Matt.
shalom and thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Good night.
Shalom.
There we go. Good night.
No, me.